getting foggy in here? Because that must mean it's time for another McMuscles Midnight Massacre Chapter 2. It's all this fog!
You won't be cold as long as you have your vest.
Just wear your vests.
For vests.
We have watched... Resident Evil, I was about to say. Silent Hill Revelations for all y'all today.
We did.
Have you watched this movie before today? I can't actually remember.
I had.
You had? Not with me.
Not with you.
Okay, so...
Of my own volition.
Alright, so this is a motion picture roughly based on several Silent Hill games all at once, I think. And it stars a couple people I've never heard of before. And it also stars Jon Snow and Ned Art Stark. And Carrie Ann Moss,
which you didn't realize.
Which I had no idea. Even the first time I saw this, I had no idea.
Yeah, no, like in her second or third scene in this movie, I'm like, it's Carrie Ann Moss. You're like, no, it's not. I'm like, well.
Yeah, I was like, no.
Wait, yeah.
Because I never heard her name thrown around at all.
She's wearing the white wig. You know? Wigs are deceiving. Whole new person.
So the first Silent Hill movie, I remember really liking. I've seen it like a couple times. And this was like a sequel that was followed up pretty fast. It had a lot of people that did not work on the first movie. I think that guy had legal trouble. And they kind of threw this together. But the problem is that the first Silent Hill is a weird homunculus of a bunch of different Silent Hills as well. Like it's kind of Silent Hill 1 and 2 a little bit, but not really. It's just... but that was a pretty good movie.
Okay.
And in this, they're trying to follow it up, but like... If the original creators had made a follow-up, it would have made a bit more sense, I assume. But they were just like, oh, what do we do? What do we write? I don't know. Let's just write about this, whatever this was. And so this is kind of a continuation of it where it leapfrogs Silent Hill 2. Now, I think I was telling you this when we were watching the movie. Silent Hill 2 has nothing to do with Silent Hill 1 except for the fact that people go to Silent Hill.
Yeah.
And the third one is actually kind of the sequel to Silent Hill 1. They're like, well, we did a different thing, so let's go back to the storylines of the first one. Sort of.
1, 2, 3? 2 is like nothing to do with anything?
I mean, Dante's in all three, but...
Yeah, Silent Hill's in all three.
He's a character, Silent Hill. A good old Silent Hill character.
Anyways, whatever. Bad analogy, but just to say...
This is awful.
The second of things sometimes are bad.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a type of... When you... The first scene you see sets the tone. And the tone is horrible, cheap, rushed, and has no idea what it wants to do.
Throwing it down, okay.
Silent Hill 3 starts off with a really creepy, long, tense scene, and this is that. But let's speed it up so we can cram it all in the first 2 minutes. Let's have a bunch of bad CG and carousel, yes, of course.
Symbolic.
The symbolic of the shitstorm that you're going to see of like just a bunch of crap just happening in the movie. And this is just like probably one of the worst video game adaptations I've ever seen. Like, just because it's worse in that like it's a bad movie, but it's also way worse than Super Mario Brothers. It's worse because Silent Hills are these very like nice, tight, well executed pieces of horror.
Yeah.
And like you managed to fuck that up so hard, whereas Mario is like this crazy dumb thing already. Mm-hmm. So you made a crazy dumb thing.
Okay.
So that's what I mean. Like it's doubly.
It's just you got really insulted by this movie that it exists.
It's because I liked the first one like quite a fair bit. It's one of the better video game adaptations. But yeah, this follows Heather, the adopted daughter, or whatever.
Not really Heather
of Sean Bean's character.
2 other people.
She's 6 or 7 people.
She's got like a goth version of herself.
Yeah,
which
like
I mean, we can all relate. Right?
Yeah, I know.
You got your soft girl, then you got your goth girl. Like, but
and she's getting drawn into Silent Hill because that's where she's.
It's like a cult.
There's a cult.
What's going on?
I know that symbol.
This is it.
Do you know what that is?
a lot of this cult stuff is even in the games. There's a percentage of fans that are like, I hate this cult shit. Why can't it be just different people going to Silent Hill and always be? They stretched out the cult shit to be
the
a lot
children of
bigger.
the Silent Hill, or they have a name. I don't know what they are.
I don't know. And she meets a boy.
He has
at
a
school.
vest.
He has a vest. A lot of
And he's
vests.
trying real hard to conceal that accent.
So Jon Snow, Kit Harington.
Basically to the point where he can't speak.
This is his first movie, like
First
right
movie.
after like the first season. I want to see Game of Thrones, and he's trying. I don't want to say he's trying his hardest. I don't think he is, but I think he is. But this is the best he can do at this point in time. But they hired him anyway. So he's Vincent, which is a completely different Vincent than Vincent in Silent Hill, but I'm not going to go on to that. And he's like, I'll help you get to Silent Hill. And then they start driving to Silent Hill, and he's like, I don't think we should go to Silent Hill. And she's like, what? So she goes to Silent Hill, and she just goes because she gets these nightmares or whatever.
She wants to save her dad, right? That's the whole thing.
He goes
like
to Silent Hill
there.
as well, I think.
They're all in the Silent Hill.
And Carrie Ann Moss shows up, and she's like, I have your father, but you're going to be the mother of the new god. And she's like, cool, I guess, but give me my dad back.
Yeah, it's my dad.
So Sean Bean actually does very little. I think he does less important stuff
He was
this.
like, give me the money, please.
Yeah.
He was like,
you needed to eat that.
run me my check, bitch. And that was about it.
Because he doesn't do a lot in the first movie, but he does little bits here and there. He actually goes and looks at files, looks at microfiche.
Microfiche, yeah.
And he does some things, even though he's not really doing anything because he's not in Silent Hill in the traditional sense. But he's here in this one, and what results is just a bunch of horror scenes that are trying to scare you.
Yeah.
But they don't. It's Pyramid Head is just used, even though Pyramid Head's not in the Silent Hill 3 game because he's a personal demon that attacks people that their sins kind of reflect.
They're afraid of pyramids, or they
or
they had sex with a pyramid. Now they have to be punished.
He should not appear in everything. It's a mistake that later games made. But
what about the sexy nurses? What are they?
Sexy nurses are sexy nurses. They should technically only be around if you have some sex hang-ups. Okay. If that's what your mind is all about, like they can appear. I don't know. That's getting hazy. But Pyramid Head is a very personal torturer.
Okay.
So they just threw him in because he's like a cool visual.
Because he looks cool, yeah.
Which is weird because, again, he wasn't in the first movie. He wasn't in the first game.
Well, maybe that's how
they
sold people on making this movie. They're like, we're going to have some Pyramid Head.
Because he's such a cool monster visually, but in the movie don't care. Yeah. Just throw him in or whatever.
There's a big fight scene at the end.
The story is simultaneously really complicated and not complicated at all.
I think it's just complicated and stupid.
There's that too.
Yeah.
And it's just, once they're in Silent Hill, let's try to save my dad and get out of Silent Hill, I guess. Like that's it. That save our vests made from real gorilla chests. Is there anything you liked?
No. Not really.
I'll say that
you got something good?
I'll say that some of just scary scenes. There's some cool gore here and there. There's a thing.
Even the nurse scene was okay. Like they're doing a little shimmy, which I love to just watch.
Yeah, I mean,
even out of context, I don't care what it was there for. I was like, the sexy nurses are there to do their shimmy.
The makeup in general.
Yeah. The actual character designs were good. I'll give them that.
Of the monster stuff.
Of the monsters. I mean, the vests, whatever.
But even the CG, when they go from regular Silent Hill to rusty, horror Silent Hill, it looks worse than in the first movie. I have no idea who directed this, but I hope he didn't get any work after this.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
You gotta start somewhere.
No, I know, yeah.
Probably not his fault. He had a vision.
And the final scene is a lot like the first scene that they showed you with the carousel, which is really weird.
And she makes out with her goth girlfriend, which is herself.
Does she?
I don't know. They don't make out, but they hug.
They embrace.
She has that black lipstick.
she does. It's just a mishmash of. It's a hard movie to review, and if you look at reviews, it's like one of the worstly reviewed video game movies, I think, in general. And it shows, because when I was watching it, I was just be like, oh, this is going to be really bad. And I watched it the once. And I watched it the second time, I'm like, wow, this is way worse. Now, have we personally watched worse horror movies than this? Yes, we actually have. But of a certain level of craftsmanship and, like, money put into it, it's one of the worst of that tier.
Like, for what they probably put into it? Yeah. I guess. I mean...
And with a recognizable name.
Yeah.
A franchise. Yeah. You know?
Well, I'm gonna say, like, the main girl, like, you don't... I had just watched a series on Netflix called Rectify in the South and
That's
whatever.
new, though, right?
That's new, and she plays this character, Tawny, has, like, a very, like, thick accent, and she's very sweet. And then I watched this, and this is her as a teen, I guess, and I was like... I like her though.
She's terrible.
You can't say that she's horrible. She's terrible, but like I've seen her act in a different thing, and she's pretty good. Yeah,
like fine, but this is in the past. This is
this is like maybe her first gig.
So
I don't know.
Not to say she can't improve, but in this, and you know, a lot has to do with like the dialogue and the direction you're given.
It's not her
but
fault.
She's awful. Kit Harington's awful.
Yeah,
Sean Bean's just basically he's hungry.
Let's fucking be real.
Yeah.
Kit Harington is not a good actor. Like, I don't care how much anyone loves Jon Snow. Like, he's not great.
I think he's fine as Jon Snow, but I've not seen him in anything else I like.
Like, even as Jon Snow...
All I watch is Pompeii, and he's bad in Pompeii.
So, exactly. Like, he's not good.
Well, there's a trailer for that new movie that he's in, The Life of Michael Donovan, and that seemed like he was good.
He has taken a class since then.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, he's not a great actor.
He's not great in this, certainly. Like, you can see... I think I said a thing to you. There's a scene where he's... I think it's shortly after the scene with nurses. And he's saying something... No. He's saying something to his mom. And he's like, oh, yeah.
I hate you, Mom. It's on her face.
Yeah. He's actually saying something like that. And I think I said to you, it's like you can feel like the deadness in his voice and in his eyes.
Yeah, you were like he didn't realize what this movie was.
Yeah, I was like, he's just like, I am so getting paid, but I couldn't give a shit.
So here's the thing, when I say he's bad, I feel that when I see him in Game of Thrones, I'm very aware that he's acting. I don't know how to explain it other than that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
he's trying to act.
Yeah, whereas some people, like, good actors, it's effortless, they embody a character, you don't feel like they're literally putting on an act, which is to act, which is to be an actor, but, like, I really feel like he's, I don't know how to explain it.
No one was trying here.
No, like, I feel like they agreed to it, they signed a contract.
Oh! Malcolm McDowell tried.
The fuck? That's true! What the fuck was that?
He's in it in a bit part.
Talk about needing to eat.
Yeah, he's in the movie for what, like 5 minutes, maybe less.
Yeah, he's like, run me my check. Run me my check.
And he does play a character that is from the game, from Silent Hill 3, but again, it's throwaway.
Some blind asshole, like whatever.
He could not have been in the movie, wouldn't have changed anything. That's all I'll say about, like, everything is bad. Like,
everything is
bad except for, like, there's some gory scenes that are kind of like, oh, it's, you know, it's nothing you haven't seen before. And it's like, unlike the first movie, which takes a lot of time to set things up. And once they get to Silent Hill, they're like, oh, shit. And then it's like, you know, it sets a sort of tone and tension for the rest of the movie, whereas this is all over the place. They have like this weird fucking crazy scene at the front, and then she's in a boring school. Oh, I did like the speech she gave to her class.
Oh, that's true. She's like, don't even get to know me because I don't care about you.
I don't care about you, and you don't even seem like people I would get. But it also seemed like a very cliche scene, like it didn't need it as well.
That was her inner goth girl speaking out.
Yeah. I will say that also the main actress at least kind of look like Heather, I suppose.
Yeah,
you know, you gotta look for the little successes.
They got the outfit down.
The guy that played the detective that is he's really terrible in this. And again, it takes a different path from the games totally. It's just it fails in every respect. Like it really does. Plus, what is the full title of this movie? Do you remember?
Silent Hill Revelation.
Yes, you're missing one more element.
The Revelation.
It's officially called in some places, and on the poster, Silent Hill Revelations 3D. Because there's a bunch of stupid ass 3D scenes. Like someone like a pyramid head takes his butcher knife. He's like, oh my god, that's Friday the 13th Part 3 shit right there. Ridiculous. That ages the movie so poorly.
It does.
What? Any final thoughts?
Don't do it, ho. Don't watch this. You were like excited, not excited, but you're like, no, we're doing it. And I'm like, do we gotta? You're like, no.
Like, absolutely do not watch this if you want to see, like, you know, a decent horror movie. Maybe if you're with friends and you have some drinks or whatever, maybe you can get a few laughs at it. I certainly did laugh at a couple scenes, which is more to say than a lot of, like, you know, really, really bad horror movies.
Like, the true insult is that I was actually on my phone. Like, I try really hard to be present in movies now because it's so easy to, like, watch a movie but be on your phone and not pay attention. So I try really hard not to, but, like, halfway through this, I was like, nah, fuck this shit.
I don't think...
I got a Pokemon, I gotta do something.
I think I was on my phone a little bit, but, like, I was also, you know...
You had already seen it.
I already seen it.
I had to, but I was just like, you know, I want to remember what I'm watching so we can talk about it or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was like, no. So
it's a rough one. Like I said,
it's not a great time.
It's one of the worst adaptations of everything I've ever seen. If you ever see anybody, you ever meet anybody that says, Silent Hill Revelation wasn't that bad, have them arrested.
Call the police.
Call the police.
J'appelle la police.
Immediately. So, I do not recommend it. But again, if you're with some friends and you all want to riff on a bad movie, you could do worse.
Yeah, you could do better.
You could do better too. But that'll conclude the chapter 2 of tonight for the McMuscles Midnight Massacre. We will see you again next time. I would have loved, you know what was saying this movie?
What?
This might go over your head, but I have a shirt for it. There's some joke ending.
The dog?
If a Shiba Inu was actually like moving a bunch of cranks,
that
would have made this movie.
That dog would have still had bad taste.
He would have.